Good afternoon, this is RFC Maki doing another battle report. This comes from this weekend where I got to play with a couple of good friends. There's my friend there, Sergeant Quinn, flying the BF-109 G2. And we also got to fly with a good friend of mine, or with a brand new good friend of mine, I guess, by the name of Drunken Rain. He was flying for the Ally side of this match. We had a long series of battles this weekend. This game took place something around 3:15 in the morning on a Friday or a Saturday night. I am still working on the Focke-Wulf 190 D12 skin, so I set up a glitch map here. This is over Malta, overlaid with a Stalingrad map, which gives you a really nice setup. Each side starts off on one tiny little lift-off island in the back there, and you meet somewhere in the middle over a series of hills, valleys, and a little between two islands on Malta. A very nice place to do some battles. In this, we'd had a long series of games, and we were communicating via radio. This was quite fun to play. This may not have been the most skilled battle that I was in, but this is the last one, and it had some very nice dramatic effects that I wanted to capture. And so in this one, I'm heading towards the center of the island, checking the maps. This was played in a sim mode, so you're able to use the maps to look for the location of the enemies for at least XY coordinates, and you needed, once you found them on the map, you needed to look high and low until you spotted them. And in this one, I was keeping an eye towards the right because sometimes the enemy planes were sneaking around the right-hand side and heading towards our base to bomb it. So here I am, kind of keeping an eye out in all directions. At least I thought I was anyway. I don't really enjoy flying the 190, but I kind of get obsessed with capturing skins once I get into a plane. This one's a bit more agile, a bit faster than the other Focke-Wulfs that I've been flying, so it's easier to climb. You don't have to do any circling of the airfield. It's pretty good at getting up at altitude, at least if you got some distance to get there. And it has 3 cannons, which makes it really good for shooting things down in general. Somebody's already gone down, so if you look up in the sky, you'll see it looks like an Allied plane being chased by an Axis. And I think for half a second I got confused which side I was on, and somebody took some shots at me from the back. So here I am, dropping down. You can see chasing after that Allied Gladiator, but he climbs and turns faster than I can climb in this plane, mostly because of the arcade boost glitch. I notice here that I'm not doing enough looking behind me, as I'm getting fixated on the enemies. Dropping my nose there a little bit to pick up some speed so I don't stall out. And look behind me just in time. See a couple planes back, so I reverse. Dip the nose to keep the speed up. And head back towards the center. Sorry about the freezing. It seems to happen with recording of online games more and more these days. Again, looking back behind me to see somebody on my tail, and just in time to find out that it was in fact Drunken Rain flying a P-51, and he shot me down. So he got me not looking around, but often enough I looked back too late and paid the 2-wing loss price. So at this point it was time to respawn, take off, and look out for some revenge. Back on my landing strip, flying the Dora. You can see my personalized. I try to put on all my Axis skins anyway. I try to put on all my planes that Sea Dragon. The plane is fairly easy to take off. This is kind of a long runway anyway, so it's pretty good start up for this plane. I'm really enjoying this map a lot these days. I also enjoy, I don't know if you noticed under the Bavarian tag on the front, one of my favorite World War I pilots, Otto Kissenberth, flew a plane with Bavarian colors, and so just sort of in honor of him, I tried to put on the little Bavarian JG tag. Okay, at this point I had a pretty good idea where the action was going on, and I was intent on revenge, gonna see if I couldn't get back Drunken Rain. So I'm headed directly towards the action, which is, at the moment, very low over the top of those hills down there. You can see 1 or 2 dots floating around. so I'm intending to keep up speed as far as quickly as I can to get over there to take off after those planes. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 maybe planes engaged in some kind of an action. Checking the map to see if I can figure out very quickly who the allies in Axis are, and skimming over the tops of the hills. Again, I really like the autumn-style trees on this end of the island, and the little buildings you can spot it all over the place. Makes this a very interesting map to fly over top of. And there, I spot right away that crosses my path, a P-51. That would have been Drunken Rain. So thank goodness I had started my turn early, which gave me an advantage. But he didn't either seem to notice me, didn't notice the sort of snapshots I took at him that were ineffective. But here I am stalking him, and I think I'm on his tail. He doesn't see me. A couple quick shots there. Again, he doesn't evade, and managed to take him down. At this point on the radio, he said something about he felt like he paid the price for being a little cocky. I guess there's a fine line between when somebody's shooting at you, it doesn't necessarily mean that you're doomed and have to put on the most radical evasive action. You can usually look back, assess the situation. I don't know if he felt like he was being shot at by an AI or if he felt like he had a little bit more time than he did. But I got my revenge. So being shot down once and got Drunken Rain one time. Now I've got a little bit of altitude and can scan the terrain here. And you really can see that there's some very nice places to fly around and do some battles, especially those hills. There's a little valley that runs to the right over there that planes will kind of sneak down through to try to get past under your vision. The little river down the center is very nice. So here's a chance. Here I am just trying to fly around, use the map, look around and see if I can't spot any enemies. Zooming in is critical for being able to try to spot things from a distance. So I'm working on stalking somebody, looking for them. I know they're on the map over there, but I couldn't find them very well. And then I decided to give up, turn back around, and head back towards the center of the map. All the while trying to spot enemy planes. So still on the lookout here. I believe we'd gotten some reports that the enemy planes were heading back towards our own airbase. Or maybe this is the enemy airbase, I don't remember either way. But I was trying to look out for somebody, see if there's any chance of going after them. And spotting one plane flying away. I wasn't able to reverse quickly enough. I'm trying to drop my nose to gain some speed and also follow this guy. You can see that weird bridge that's down there in the map. Sometimes that happens when you're... okay, I am tracking an enemy plane here. I'm trying to do some long distance shots. On these glitch maps, every once in a while, bridges and ships will show up in very strange places. You can't quite tell here, but the plane that I'm after is the one on the right now, and he's also being pursued by another plane. So I took a quick shot, but I'm trying not to get in the other guy's way. Turns out the other guy is none other than Sergeant Quinn, flying that 109 G2, so I stay above him. And you can see right there, a couple good shots, and Sergeant Quinn gets the kill. For those of you that don't know, Sergeant Quinn has put together a couple tips and tricks videos meant to help people who are wanting to get into Birds of Steel and who are wanting to make the transition from simplified to or realistic modes to the sim modes. I think those of us who enjoy sim really enjoy sim and find it far more rewarding than the other planes. And if anybody other games, if anybody wants to really get into that, I will direct you to Sergeant Quinn's tips and tricks videos on YouTube. So here I am chasing after somebody else. They're firing, and I try to turn to follow this gladiator, but he turns way sharper than I'm going to be able to. So I, by and large, half-heartedly follow, but then, for the most part, give up. There's another plane going the other direction, but I don't think I'll be able to catch him either. So I'm looking around, trying to check my 6 a little bit, trying to spot the sky, see if anybody's around anywhere. There are a couple planes behind me, and at least one plane, 2 planes now, it looks like actually may be on me. So I'm trying to pull a sharp turn, a roll over to gain some velocity, and I'm trying to use the terrain. Hopefully maybe one of these guys will crash into the terrain, just to see if I can't get away. Look back to see if they're still there, and they're not. I'm not seeing them as well. So a quick check of the map, and then looking around to see if there's anybody else that I can go after. Again, oh, there we go. There is one on my 6 there, you can see. Doing what I can for evasive maneuvers. Now here I had spotted a plane on the map, and he was traveling on the other side of this ridge, and I thought about going over the ridge, but instead I hung on the right side of the ridge while he was on the left side of the ridge, and attempted to catch him this way. I thought maybe he wouldn't see me by looking around. So I'm flying low on one side of the ridge, he's flying low on the other, and you can see just above he just cleared the end land, the little, I don't know what the geological term is, but the end of the island there, and he is racing very fast towards my base. I'm assuming he's a bomber, at least has bombs to destroy the base, so I am doing what I can to try to catch up. Now this is one plane where the Dora has some speed if you can apply it, and it looks like I am slowly catching up to this guy. If I'd been flying in one of my other favorite planes, there's no way I could have caught up to him. But I'm trying to do, when he's weaving back and forth, I'm trying to find ways to cut the corner. I know he's going to go to the island, so I try to cheat and stay a little bit to the left here. And he must be slowing down a little bit in order to run his bombing run. Turns out that this is in fact, I'm pretty sure this is Drunken Rain. I think he's flying the Spitfire Mark 16. Does a bombing run across my base. And I'm firing, trying to get him. I still can't land him. Now what did not render in this video was that he dropped a bomb, and it was a huge explosion, and I flew right through it. It was greatly cinematic, but this is the best part right here. He pulls up, does reverse, and I managed to hit him, but he crashes into my body, so I did a slow-mo replay here. He does a very nice stall reverse, drops back down, but right into my guns, blow him apart, and the fuselage knocks my wing off. So there, I wound up getting a second kill, but getting a second death, and that ended the game with a victory. This is a really great evening of flying. Thank you guys for joining me, and I'll see you next time.